$200 a barrel. Then we tap into the strategic petroleum oil reserve so that we can flood the market out here in America so that the American economy won't stand still. But you've got our president, Mr. Barack Obama, President Barack Obama, tapping into the oil reserve purely for political purposes, and it's obnoxious and it's sad, really. But let me get to the oil prices because that's the reason why I'm bitching, all right? Let's take a look at let's take a look at Brent crude oil. And for all you folks that don't know what Brent crude oil, it's the oil shipped out to Europe and Asia. It is up today 97 cents, a percentage increase of 0.83%, closing out today at $118.48 per barrel of Brent crude oil. Now, we saw a modest decrease in gasoline futures, but that's after dramatic spikes throughout the week. I don't know if you folks have been keeping up, but it has decreased $1.50 today. We've got heating oil futures up $2.58 today. Natural gas futures basically unchanged. And WTI sweet crude, which is the crude oil that's refined into gasoline here in America, folks. WTI sweet crude is up 55 cents. That's a percentage increase of 0.55%, closing out today at $99.68. I said $99.68 per barrel of WTI sweet crude, folks. Thanks a lot, Barack Obama. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Jesus Christ. But anyway, folks, I mean, this is just horrible. What this idea of tapping into the strategic petroleum oil reserve in an attempt to try to artificially lower down gasoline price. It failed miserably. And now, what happens when we have to have this goddamn barrels of oil when this goddamn oil is $150, $175 a barrel, for Christ's sake? Jesus Christ. Anyway, let me move on. We got canola futures up 60 cents. We're going to agriculture now. Canola up 60 cents. We've got cocoa down. Jesus Christ. Did anybody see cocoa today? Cocoa is down $107. That's a percentage decrease of 3.37% on the day. I mean, good God. Man. But when you see cocoa futures, drop like this, it would be a good opportunity to entertain some plays in some of these candy manufacturing companies that utilize cocoa as a base material for a lot of their products. This would mean that a lot of these price points that some of these candy manufacturers have relayed onto the customer at this point in time can now either be rolled back because cocoa is falling down as far as its price point is concerned, or they're not gonna bring it down at all, and the cocoa is going to be dirt cheap, and the profits for these types of companies could go up, man. This is what I'm saying. This is the type of ideas that you have to think of as a capitalist. Do you understand? This is the kind of strategic analysis that you have to be. I want you all to become capitalists. I want people throughout the world to become capitalists. And this is the way you have to view things. You have to view things in a capitalist perspective. But anyway, cocoa is down, and like I said, I would entertain possibly, depending on the price points of the equity, I would entertain some plays on some of these equities that have been beaten down by some of these high cocoa prices and have relayed some of those costs to the consumer. The consumer has relayed those costs. Looks pretty good from as far as I'm concerned. Let's go on, shall we? We got coffee up 70 cents for coffee, a percentage increase of 0.29%. Corn is up. Although we saw some decreases in corn this week, but still, we need to see more decreases. But it is up today, $12.50, a percentage increase of 1.86% for corn today. We've got wheat futures up, $5.75 for wheat. We've got sugar up. Jesus Christ. Did anybody see sugar? Now, let's take a step back on that cocoa entertaining play. You taking the fact that a lot of these candy manufacturers, not only do they use cocoa as a component of their candy, but they also use sugar. And have you seen sugar, for Christ's sake? Look, it increased today $1.49 today. That's a percentage increase of, guess this, 5%. 5% increase today. Good God. Anybody who had an ETF in sugar literally probably they just made money today just sitting on their ass. Jesus Christ. The only thing I don't like about sugar is the fact that you see these types of sugar spikes. It's notorious within the investment community. It's actually a metaphorical reference to say, hey, you had a sugar spike, in the sense that, it was just one of those one-time things. But, man, 5% on the day. No BS. Let's go on. We've got soybean futures up 25%. We've got lumber down $6.80. Let me tell you, the lumber people took it in the teeth today. It is down 2.56% on the day. We've got oat futures up $2. We've got soybean oil futures up 10 cents. And the bull dykes did not come out for the wool futures market because the wool futures market is unchanged. Now, let me tell you something. Not only was I correct about the equities markets bouncing back when everybody was running scared like a bunch of pussy-whipped jerk-dick investment community bastards about 4 or 5 weeks ago, not only was I right about that, but I was also right, and I've been right, and I'm going to continue to be right about the metals. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, the metals, the metals. I mean, has anybody keeping up with the metals, for Christ's sake? I mean, if you don't have a portion of your portfolio allocated to metals, then you're an idiot, as far as I'm concerned. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of the metals prices, have a lot to do with overaccumulation, have a lot to do with the currency, the debasing of American currency, the uncertainty of markets, so on and so forth. But why not, ride that wave up to the top? Why not ride that bubble? I mean, we all know that these metals, silver and gold, it's a bubble, for Christ's sake. Why not ride it, baby? Why not ride it? And that's what I'm doing. You're goddamn right, baby. Anyway, let's start with copper first. Copper is up $2.30 today. That's a percentage increase of 0.52%. But let's get to gold. All right, let's get to gold, because what did I say? What did I say, huh? 1,600, baby. That's what it is today. $1,602.10 per troy ounce of gold. It increased today $15.10, a percentage increase of 0.95%. $1,600 a troy ounce. And it's going to continue to go up, baby. It's going to continue to go up. And did anybody see silver? I mean, good God. Silver is up $1.12 today. That's a percentage increase of 2.88% on the day, closing out silver at $40.07 per troy ounce of silver. I mean, good God, baby. And it's going to continue, all right? It's going to continue to go up, even though the CME Group, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, a couple of months ago tried to artificially bring down the cost of silver and gold by doing this unprecedented move by upping their margin requirements to trade these futures. And just by looking at a chart, if you look at about 6 to 8 month chart of the futures of gold and silver, you can see when all of a sudden gold and silver just took a bottoming out about 2 or 3 months ago. And the reason was the Chicago Mercantile Exchange thought that,
well, since Barack Obama gave us all the taxpayers' money to recapitalize our ass-pipe investments, we have to make the administration look good because they bought us. They bought us. So, we can't make their incompetent fiscal economic policies look as stupid as they are, so we have to do something with the metals market. We got to make the metals go down in price so the people think that the value of the dollar is worth more than it actually is.
And that's exactly what happened, folks. I mean, not only did they raise margin requirements once, they raised it twice in 1 week, which is unprecedented. But still, the metals continue to go up. I mean, let me tell you, had they not done those margin requirements, I think that we would be seeing gold at about $2,100, and we'd be seeing silver at least 60, and that's no BS. Let's go to livestock, and then I want to take your calls. All right, live cattle futures are up. Well, actually, nothing happened. Jesus Christ, it was leveled off today. No change today in the live cattle futures, but cattle feeder is up $1.20. That's a percentage increase of 0.89%. And for all you assholes that like to shove a couple of ham bones down your fat jelly-ass gullet, lean hog futures are up $1.92. That's a percentage increase of 2.12% on the day, baby. Woo! Let me tell you something. And people are like, what the hell's a ham bone? Well, let me tell you, whenever I pass by somebody that's like grossly obese, look, this is America. You can do what you want. If you want to be a little fat in the ass, that's your problem. As long as you're, paying your bills, and as long as you're a capitalist, who the hell gives a crap, But I'm talking about these fat, jelly-ass, obese assholes that are using hover rounds to get through the freaking mall. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about these fat jerk dicks that are about 35 years old. They got cellulite dripping over their guts. They probably haven't seen their private parts in at least 10 years. I'm talking about these fat assholes. All right, whenever I see them, whenever I walk by them, because you can't call them a fat, jelly-ass piece of crap in their face anymore because, they're going to consider that a hate crime, which I think it's just motivational speaking. But, if you actually go by these wastes of human, disgusting blob crap and happen to call them, some disgusting fat ass, you could possibly be inflicted with some kind of fat hate crime of some sort. So whenever I pass by these disgusting human specimens, I like to just randomly say ham bone, fat jelly ass greasy smelly ham bone. I mean, like I said, this is America. You can tell who's rich fat and who is ghetto fat, and who's the Poe in America fat. Now, Poe in America fat people, they look like just, fluffy bastards. I mean, the fat is just random in some places. I mean, have you noticed, like, some of these poor fat women, they usually have bigger rumps, like, bigger fat, like, thighs, and, I mean, they can have skinny midsection, a skinny stomach, but these disgusting fat jelly thunder thighs, all right? That is a signification of cheap-ass, disgusting food, all right? Now, there's something I like to call rich fat. You know what I'm saying? Where, it's all in the torso. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you look like a freaking Viking. You're eating so much steaks and meat and rich food that you look like a Viking. You look like a person coming out of the Nordic mountains. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a rich fat. I don't mind rich, fat-looking people. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by rich fat, I'm talking about people that are fat in the ass, but they like rich food. All right? I'm talking about idiots that, have to shove, rich pieces of meat, rich proteins, down their gullet. I'm not talking about poor fat, which goes and just hogs it on the dollar menu. You understand? The dollar menu is what gets these people these disgusting, body shapes of fat, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get off on that tirade, but I'm just letting y'all know I'm sick and tired of seeing you fat, jelly-ass, disgusting, tubber-lard bastards with these hover rounds. I'm sick of it, all right? Because I know for a fact that my tax dollars went and actually paid for your little stupid hover round. I mean, believe it or not, Medicaid pays for this crap. Medicaid pays for these stupid hover rounds for these fat bastards. Jesus Christ. Give me a drink. Give me a drink, for Christ's sake. I need a drink. Oh, man. And, of course, folks, I got my Johnny Walker Blue Label because, I'm not drinking anything but the best, and you know it. Cheers to everybody out there who's living lavish. Let me go ahead and take a swig of this. Oh, yeah, baby. It's Baller Friday, baby. It's Baller Friday. I mean, can you hear the excitement in my voice, for Christ's sake? I've been gone for a week. It's Baller Friday. Jesus Christ, I better calm down. My head's hurting. Anyway, I want to hear from you folks. 646-652-4869. We just went through the markets. I want to talk a little bit about how these asshole congressmen, politicians, or whatever you want to call these soulless cash whores that are supposed to be the policy makers, the legislatures of the United States but unfortunately they're pussyfooting around with this goddamn debt ceiling. And they're jeopardizing the integrity of the American economy, and I don't think that people understand the serious implications involved if these assholes in Washington